Hey guys, quick thing before this begins. I don't know everything about every single Genshin Impact character. If I get something wrong about your favorite character, your main, your bias, whatever, I'm sorry. This whole thing is just for fun. Don't take anything I say seriously and just have fun with it. And if you disagree with any of the things, let me know, but in a nice way. Like I said, it's all just fun and games. Don't get too serious. Okay, thank you. Let's get on with the video. Hello Gensiners and happy holidays. Today we're doing a little Christmas celebration thingy, a little Christmas tier list. What we're doing is deciding whether Genshin Impact characters would be on the nice list or the naughty list. We have all of our tiers here. We have nice list all year round, did one grand act to get on the nice list, one slip up away from the naughty list, got on the naughty list right before Christmas, hasn't left the naughty list at all. And of course we have all of our characters here today. If you guys like Genshin Impact content, you might like my channel. So leave a like if you like, and if you don't like, well, flip your screen upside down and click the one that now looks like a thumbs down. Let's get on with the tier list. So Albedo, you'd think he'd be on the nice list, but I think he's one slip up away from being on the naughty list, purely because if he does some sort of an experiment and it just goes wrong, or, you know, if he destroys Mondstadt or whatever, you know, something like that, that would kind of put you on the naughty list. Aloy, I don't know you. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for Aloy. I'm just gonna say that she'd be on the nice list because she kind of deserves it at this point, being abandoned by everyone in this game bar like 3 people. Shout out to the 3 Aloy mains. Amber you know is on the nice list. She makes it her duty to take care of people. She's the first face you see when you enter Mondstadt, and she's just a nice person all around. Ayaka, she's also on the nice list. She's a nice person, you know, she doesn't hate on people, she just does nice things. Barbara as well. Barbara goes through a lot. She deserves to be put on that nice list. Beidou is a very difficult one because she could go right here next to Albedo, being one slip away from the naughty list, but I'm gonna say that she did one grand act and got on the nice list, and that is something like fighting a sea monster to save her team, or taking in Kazuha. You know, she's a nice person, but she also has a very shady side. Knowing his luck, he would get right on the naughty list right before Christmas, and it would be something completely out of his control, like he caused a fire in the trees and he was like, oh no, and then bam, naughty list. I think he'd be on the nice list. He's nice. You know, he does his work and he's a nice friend. He doesn't cause trouble. I don't think Diluc would care, first of all. I'm gonna say something maybe controversial and say he'd be on the nice list purely by one grand act. He wouldn't do it on purpose because he's like the Dark Knight. He tries to help people out with that. He saves a lot of Mondstadt. So he gets a present from Santa and he's like, what? He's all in shock because he's on the nice list. It might be kind of weird. I feel like she would want to be on the naughty list, not because she likes to cause trouble. She wants to be on the naughty list and then she'll use it as, hey, I have to sell alcohol and that's a bad thing. But then she'd unintentionally do one grand act which would put her on the nice list. Eula, I think she's one slip up away from the naughty list. Not because she's a bad person, you know, she does help as much as she can, but I think she's one vengeance will be mine away from the naughty list. Yanfei's on the nice list all year round. She follows the rules very strictly and she's a good friend and a good person. Okay, Fischl wanted to strike us down in TCG right before Christmas, but then again, she didn't. So I'm gonna put her in one slip up away from the naughty list. Ganyu is on the nice list. She does so much for Liyue, so much for Ningguang. She deserves to be up there. The same thing with him. He helps out Kokomi so much and the whole nation. You know, when he won the thing where he was gonna meet Yae Miko, he wanted to use his prize for good. It was definitely not just to get away from Yae. I feel like she would get on the naughty list right before Christmas. her methods of, selling her funeral business is not as nice. And I feel like she would use Christmas as a way to market. She'd be like, Christmas sales are on, buy one coffin, get one half price, using Christmas cheer to sell funerals. Ito has a good heart, but he's always in prison. I feel like his group, if they saw a present that was like coal, they'd get rid of it and swap it out. So he doesn't know he's on the naughty list, but he is. He always is. Aya is one slip away from the naughty list. He's a spy. That's a little bit naughty. But at the same time, he's got Rosaria. They go drinking together. He's like a good friend, but he's that one slip up away. Kazuha is on the nice list. He is a free spirit. He has done no wrong, and he just tries to be there for other people. Keqing as well. She helps out Liyue, same way as Ganyu. I think both her and Ganyu wouldn't realize it's Christmas. Klee's on the naughty list. She goes and blows up fish. Even though she knows not to hurt good people, she blows up fish, and she's always in the detention thing from Jean. But that being said, if she got coal for Christmas, I think she'd like it. Kokomi would be on the nice list. She does so much for Watatsumi Island. Even though she has social anxiety, she's always there for her people, and I think she deserves to be up there for that. She helps out with work when she needs to. I'm gonna say she did one grand act, and that was getting the books back from an abyss mage. She did that, she got it back. That was a big thing of doing her job and helping out Mondstadt's book industry. Mona's interesting. I don't really know, because she has a kind of sassy side to her, which some people could interpret as rude. I don't. I think she's cool. I think maybe she's one sassy slip up away from being put on the naughty list. You'd think as a rich person, automatically naughty list. But Ningguang earned it lawfully. She started from the ground up. I'm gonna say that she did one grand act, which was the sacrificing the Jade Chamber. Even though it got rebuilt, that was like her life's work, and she did it to save Liyue. Noelle, always on the nice list. She hasn't left it since she was born. Maybe she's a bit too nice. Jean would also be on the nice list because of everything she does to Mondstadt. Chi-Chi would be on the nice list, but she wouldn't remember. Either one grand act or one slip up. He kind of goes both of way. I feel like he'd be more one grand act, which was helping out his wolf family. He would be one slip up away if he messed with humans, if he did try to attack them, but he's not like that. He's not like other wolves. Yeah. It doesn't mean she's a bad person. I really don't think she cares. She'd go somewhere with Kaya, they'd go drinking on Christmas. She wouldn't even notice. But I feel like she'd be there because she's kind of got a sassy side to her, which once again interpreted as mean. She doesn't believe in Barbitos for one, and I think that would probably be something, like the religious side of Christmas. Is Venti Jesus in the Christmas universe of Genshin? Yeah, well, she doesn't believe in Venti Jesus, so I think that would put her on some kind of a list, a naughty list. She would be on the nice list as well. Well, no, you know what? She's one slip up away from the naughty list. She does a lot for Inazuma, but when the whole Vision Hunt decree was happening, she was, helping that out a lot. If she'd kept going with that, she would be on the naughty list. Because it's all over now, following the rules is probably why she'd stay there. Sai would be on the nice list. She does her job, and even when she messes up, she does her best to solve it. Okay, so this could go two ways. If she has her ropes on, she'd be on the nice list. She's chilling. If she didn't, she would be on a killing spree, which, if you ask me, is kind of naughty. We're going with red string. I think she'd be on the nice list. She wouldn't make a big fuss about it, and I think that's also a very humble thing to do, and that's why she'd be up there. Okay, Raiden A or Shogun? We'll do both. Raiden A, I think, would be doing one grand act to get on the nice list, which was abolishing the Vision Hunt decree. But if it's Raiden Shogun, naughty list for, well, murder, taking away visions. No, I'm gonna say A did one grand thing, which put her onto the knife. Then again, she's also oh my god, A is such a confusing character right now. Put the Vision Hunt decree in, abolish the Vision Hunt decree, Scaramouche, abandonment, didn't mean it as abandoning him, more of letting him be free. Now I'm just confused. If it was Scaramouche deciding she'd be on the naughty list all year round, but because Santa knows about her lore, he unlocked level 10 friendship, he put her on the nice list through one grand act. Sucrose is someone you'd assume would automatically be on the nice list, but I'm gonna say she's one slip up from the naughty list. And please, just hear me out. She does experiments, and some of them aren't very ethical. Not like illegal, you know, a little bit like, it makes you question something. If she did one experiment that was really bad, she'd be on the naughty list. Oh, you're on the naughty list. I know he tries to be a good brother and all of that, but he lies to his little brother. He lies to Tuser all the time, and I know it's for safety, and you know, I know he has different reasons why he's in the Fatui. Once again, don't come for me. He lies. He says, I work for a toy factory. He lies right to his brother's face, and that's not a good thing to keep doing. Oh, and not to mention like the whole killing. That's also, you know, that's a little bit sketchy. But lying, tut. Tomer's on the nice list. Even if he was somehow on the naughty list, he would convince Santa to get him off. That's his thing. He can talk to people and like fix problems. Venti. Oh, Venti. He's like very in between these two. I think he'd do one grand act. He lets his people be free. You know, they can do what they want. They're not under control. He's still there for the people and he still cares. His one grand act is caring for his people, which you'd hope an Archon would do. Okay, once again, someone you might think would be instantly on the nice list, but I'm gonna say she's one slip up away. Because of the things that she cooks, there's some of them, you know, she cooks like normal things, you know, like a chicken or a bird or whatever. A chicken is a bird. Anyways, if you're playing with her and she gets hit, she says, oh no, my dinner is attacking me. If I heard that, I would pee myself. That is terrifying. She's saying she's gonna kill you and eat you. It's gotta be some ethical problems with that. Killing and cooking everything you see and eating it. It's not like the worst crime, depending on what you're seeing and what you're eating, but it's also a little bit like, what are you doing? Zhao is on the nice list. You know, he has some errors in his past. He doesn't want to go near people, not because he hates them, but because he doesn't want to hurt them. That's so nice and kind of sad when you think about it more. Okay, I don't want to think about that now. I feel like he's one slip up away because, you know, in his quest, he like ignores you for part of it until he finds something he's interested in. That's rude. You know, yeah, I'm gonna put him as one grand act, and that is helping people and providing justice to the world of Liyue and just the world. Xinyan, she's on the nice list. She is nice to her enemies, or not her enemies, to people that dislike her. You're automatically on the nice list for that. I'm not biased, I promise. Oh yeah, one of these two, definitely. She's there. She's on the naughty list. The whole thing with Goro and Miss Hina, that's just a whole thing. With the shroom quest, the fungis, she was using her employees' sanity for a good story. Well, that's not just what she wants to do. You know, she wants to bring literature into the world, but also very unethically. Like, don't get me wrong, I love her. Sorry, girlie, you're on the naughty list. Yoimiya is on the nice list. She's just a nice person all around. She makes you feel comfortable. She's always there for people. She does her best. And that's just a nice thing. I think she'd be on the one grand act. She's not a bad person. She's a wonderful person. I think the only thing that might have put her down almost to the naughty list was disobeying her family, which she didn't do it in bad spirits, in all fairness, but she didn't, you know, tell them what she was doing. But she was doing it for a friend, you know, to go and support Xinyan, or Xingyan as she says. And that's very respectable, which is the one grand thing that would put her on the nice list. Being there for, as historians would say, a friend. Oh, he's a very difficult person to pick for. He gave Liyue freedom, which, you know, you'd assume a nice act, but at the same time, he gave away his gnosis. I think I'm gonna put him on here for now, but then again, it's like the whole of Tevat that's suffering. I'm putting him there. Zhongli gave up his role of Archon to allow Liyue peace and freedom and to allow himself to retire. Liyue thrives without an Archon, they are fine. But the Gnosis was given to Signora, which is going to the Tsaritsa, who we don't know why she needs that, but it can't be good. Not having a Gnosis is also really bad for Mora. You know, the production of Mora has now stopped. I'm gonna put him back down here. I think purely because of that, the whole Mora situation with the whole of Tevat, you know, and I'm gonna say right before, because he wasn't on it, but giving away his Gnosis is what put him there. Right before Christmas, you poor man. Let's hope that Mora is fine from now on and there isn't any inflation. Ayato is a very sneaky man. I think he's one slip up away from the naughty list. I think he does a lot to help out with his family and the name and his sister. He also has a very sly way about him that if he messes it up or does something that goes noticed once, he'd probably get put on the naughty list. You know, she's in a gang, which you'd automatically assume bad, but she's doing it because not wanting to follow her family's tradition. Depending on who you are, that's a good or a bad thing. But also, she does help out Ito get out of prison, which once again could be a good or a bad thing. You know, she's helping a friend out, so I'm gonna say one grand act. Yelan, ooh, I think she's one slip away. She ties up people and like kidnaps them. Even if they are bad guys, where do your morals lie at that point? It doesn't mean I hate her. You know, if you're gonna direct hate to anyone from this, send it to Santa, because he is the one deciding this. Heizo would be on the nice list. He's kind of like Yenfei, where they would both, you know, be there helping out other people, and they're very much by the book. Kale would be on the nice list. After everything she's been through, it's the least she deserves. Dori, naughty list. She cons people. If we're saying that these are the travelers, we're gonna say the nice list. And they get to stay on the nice list for helping out a place that they don't even know. He has a kind of sassy side that I think would almost get him on the naughty list. But he does so much to help that I think it would keep him boosted up. But he's like one sassy comment away from getting put down onto the naughty list. Candace would be on the nice list. She helps out her people. She helps out people who are lost, who are stuck. She's a nice person, a very caring person, and she deserves to be there. I don't think he'd be on the naughty list. I'm gonna say the only thing that would put him down is how he and Al-Haytham interact, but that was purely because he doesn't trust him. I don't think that would put you on the naughty list for not trusting someone who is, you know, someone who isn't very trustworthy. Nilu would be on the nice list all year round. I think the only thing that could possibly slip her up would be, you know, how she's not obeying the law, but the law was kind of poop. I think she'd be on the nice list for helping people rebel against that, and also for sticking to what she loves. Layla would probably also be on the nice list. In the event, she called them shroom buddies. She's just a being of love, but I hope her gift is a bed. Girlie is so sleepy. So would Kusanali Nahida. She would be up there because she, you know, she's always been there for people even without them knowing, and she's a good Archon who cares about her people and does right by them. I don't really know about this Hatsune Miku clone. I think she'd be one slip up away, purely because of that sassy side of her, where she's like, you have to call me madam, and I feel like if she said that to a kid, it would probably go down badly, and they might start crying, you never know, and then she'd be like, oh, respect your elders. That's the vibes I'm getting. Scaramouche, Wanderer, whatever you call him, baby girl, Steve, he is one of those characters that could go anywhere. If we're going Scaramouche, which I guess this isn't because of the outfit, but he's gone through every arc. He was created and then discarded, which, you know, obviously made him act out in the way that he did, but now he is free from the ropes of both Raiden A and Dottore. I think he would be on currently the Grand Act and get on the nice list. He wouldn't be on there all year round, especially not this year because he's had his character arc growth, but I think he'd be up there purely because he's a new guy. What would his Grand Act is abandonment of the Fatui. I think that's my list. I'm gonna do a quick check over them just to see if I want to change anything. Okay, so I made a couple changes. I put Yunjin up into the nice list. I thought about it more and I thought everything that she does is very nice and very thoughtful, and she sticks to it, and she gives people a good time, so I think she'd actually be on the nice list. Then I put Sino and Wanderer down to one slip up away. Sino because he's one bad joke away from getting put on the naughty list. And Scaramouche, I was kind of thinking how he's like the similarities between him and Child. On second thoughts, I'd actually keep him where he was. So pretend that didn't happen. They're still on the nice list. Both of these guys, they're still good people trying to make better jokes, and I think that is my full tier list. So you guys probably have some different opinions, so if you do, please be nice, but let me know them. It's just a bit of fun. If you like Genshin stuff, you might like my channel, so have a little pop in. Tell me what you're doing for Christmas if you celebrate, and if you don't, well, I hope you have a great holiday anyway. And if you do celebrate, Merry Christmas.